from bats.
So, like, because I think it was in like a wet market or something, someone said, oh, someone must have eaten a bat. Is that true? Would you have to eat a bat or no?
No, and you've probably seen all these videos of this lady eating a bat. It's all fake news. That lady who ate the bat was doing some extreme travel show, I think in Korea. It's not at all related. It's probably not from somebody eating a bat. It may be, so there were bats for sale, for example, in this wet market where they think in Wuhan it may have started from. Again, there's still no clear evidence of that. But they're selling all sorts of wildlife, and maybe if you chopped a bat and its blood went somewhere and it moved on to something else and it evolved, then that could have been it. But it's probably come from them selling bats in a place, and for them to sell bats, somebody is obviously eating them, but it's probably not somebody in the market actually eating the bat there.
Right.
Michelle, did you, as a person who knows more shit than most of us, did you expect something like this could happen at some time? So you thought this is a possibility?
Not just me. The scientific papers have written after SARS and after MERS, they said, hey, these wet markets are actually ripe for the next thing to actually jump from an animal to a person. This was written back in, I mean, so many papers, 2014, 2015, where scientists who study this said, hey, this is the next disaster waiting to happen. It happened, but it's been talked about for a while.
Blake would have read those papers.
Yeah, read a lot of papers. Now, I was just wondering, what's the difference between, I think a lot of the symptoms are just like a normal flu.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between, why is this taken off so bad compared to, just the everyday, you get sick, stay at home?
Hold on, I'm going to show you.
Oh, I love it when I guess go and get things.
Yes. Blake, can you stop talking differently? Be your real self, Blake.
I got a virus with me.
Oh,
this
wow.
is my little virus. He did have eyes, but one of them fell off, so I'll take them both off.
Okay.
This is my little baby virus. Here you go. This is what we're going to do. So a virus is basically imagine like a tennis ball, but super tiny. And the way it attaches to you, it has these little spikes on the outside of them, and where the spike sticks determines what your symptoms are. So if you've ever had the common cold, that's caused by a virus, and that virus has these spikes, these dangly bits that stick to the cells in your nose. So when they stick to your nose, they're going to create stuffy nose, runny nose, all of those symptoms up here in your head. COVID-19 is really interesting. Its spikes don't stick to your nose, they stick to the cells in your lungs. And so it's giving you those respiratory challenges, which is the pneumonia, the coughing, the lung problems. And depending on where that spike sticks and needs to stick, basically it uses your cells as a photocopier. So the virus on its own is terrible. It can't do anything. The second it gets to your cell, either your nose cells in the flu or your respiratory cells in COVID, then what it does is it basically attacks your cell, goes into it, and converts your cell into a photocopier that only photocopies itself. So then your cells, instead of doing what they're supposed to do, which is be in your lungs or be in your nose, they stop doing that and they become a virus producing machine. And so that's why you get these symptoms, because your body can't do what it's supposed to do, because it becomes this virus factory. And these symptoms are really good for spreading the virus, because the virus just wants to make so much of itself. So it does that by finding other people to also infect. And so your symptoms help spread it. It makes you sneeze, it makes you cough. That's how you get the virus out of you and into the next person, so it can find somebody else to be a photocopier.